The next story of the day is about NBC News and Washington Post. I don't really watch television. I barely read the mainstream media, but when I watched the election, I told people I watched Fox and CNN. I was underwhelmed by both. I thought Fox was pretty crummy, but Fox actually talked about what was happening. They didn't really mention race. They just kind of like acted like a normal person, like they were like, this is what's going on here. But you turn on CNN, they're like, white people in Michigan, like they don't even know how to have a conversation anymore. All they do is talk about race. They're stoking the fires of racial division. They're stoking the fires of pretty much everything. And then they sit back and call everyone else racist. So they're like, white people did this, black people did this. Why don't black men think like me? You're racist. Oh, you like her, you don't like her because of her skin color. And then they sit back and say, oh, no, we're not racist. You're racist because you want low taxes and personal liberties, and you don't agree with our creepy agenda of high taxes, complete world domination, of failed migration policies, and all this other creepy stuff. This is what they do literally. They're the most racist people in the United States, and I don't think they should deserve a pass just because they pretend that they're not racist and they hide their creepy agenda behind liberalism. I think people should stop giving them a pass. I don't agree with racism. I hate racism. I won't say hate is a strong word, but racism I hate. If you judge someone by your skin color and you don't let them think another way because of their skin color, you're not really a good friend of mine. I don't like racism. I've hated it my whole life. So why would I let Washington Post and NBC and all these phony liberals, why would I let them be the most racist people in the country just because they pretend like they're not racist and they blame everyone else? The time is up to give them the pass. People have to start holding them accountable, for their racism, just like they try to hold everyone else accountable. Of course, I'm not talking about violence or extreme negativity, just to be clear, because I know they'll try to take this out of context and be like, oh, I'm just saying that I think racists deserve to be held accountable. Like, they spend their whole lives trying to demonize and condemn everyone else. They need to be strongly condemned, and people need to stand up and let them know that racism is no longer a part of our media, and they're stoking it, keeping it alive. So NBC News put out a piece that said, why Brenda Snipes and black election workers were targeted by Trump. They put this out, and they didn't even say it was an opinion piece, because of course this is an opinion. It's a fake opinion. It's an opinion that holds pretty much no weight in truth or reality, but they put it out to their people as a normal story. They said, why Brenda Snipes, black election workers, were targeted by Trump. This is what they do. They lie all the time, and then when they actually tell the truth, they put opinion in the truth. So the truth is an opinion to them, but the blatant opinion lie is a fact. That's what they do. They're literally distorting reality, and then they wonder why kids are suicidal and like mental health and depression is on the rise. It's because of their reporting. They're literally driving people insane. So Brenda Snipes, if people don't know, she's the election official in Florida who was appointed by Jeb Bush, so a Republican who has since condemned her and said she should step down. She was caught literally by a court system. This is mainstream news. She was caught destroying ballots in the last election, the Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Tim Canova 2016 election. So she was the only election official that I've seen in the last year caught destroying ballots. Has nothing to do with her gender, that she's a woman, has nothing to do with her skin color. She's the only election official in the United States that I've seen, and I've looked, that has been caught, her little administration, destroying ballots. She literally admitted to cheating. She said it was a mistake, but she did it. So any criticism of her, do you really think it has to do with race, NBC, or do you think it has to do with the fact that she's the only person caught destroying ballots in the last election? And then this election, miraculously, her county and her district or her state is the only one that didn't count votes yet. All the votes are in. Everybody has decided who won, except for the sketchiest county in Florida, Broward County. They're miraculously finding ballots, and there's ballots being loaded into rental cars, and Avis trucks have ballot boxes in them that are blank. And they're like, oh, why would anyone criticize us? We've got caught destroying ballots. We're shipping them in Avis cars. We have blank ballots all over the place. We're 2 weeks late on counting the votes, and we're trying to flip the election. But if you disagree with me, you're racist. That's what NBC News says. It's not an opinion to them. They think it's a fact that Trump targeted Brenda Snipes because she was black. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this is the type of stuff that stokes the fire of racial division and racism, because when you have the inability to judge somebody by the content of their character or their track record, like, let me think, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, Vice, Vox, New York Times, Huffington Post, Washington Post, all of these liberal news outlets, They're not liberal. I'm a normal liberal. I'm a peace, love, positivity type hippie person. To be honest, I don't like the way a lot of conservatives act, and I don't like the way a lot of conservatives and Republicans like say their agenda. Like, they annoy me sometimes. I'm just gonna be honest. That's why liberals pick up a lot of people, because they pretend to be nice. You know, like, conservatives don't really get it sometimes, and I try to get people to work on that. I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of people. So I'm not like this apologist for the right, but what they're doing is not liberal. Literally, they are 20 times as racist as Fox News is. You could say Fox News is propaganda for Trump. Well, Fox News is the only one on television that is like half pro-conservative, half kind of liberal now. The rest of the television is literally like, Russia did it, Russia did it. Like, they're not even liberal. They're like, everything's racist. If you disagree with Brenda Snipes, you don't like black people. It's like, what are you talking about? Why does one woman who has a track record of cheating, who literally cheated in this election and is 2-3 weeks late voting counting, why does that have to do with race? It has nothing to do with race. Like, literally, I don't care if she's white as a ghost. Like, I would feel the same exact way about her, because she literally got caught cheating. Like, it's really easy to see. But they're so racist on NBC that they don't judge people by content of character. And if you're black, they just immediately, unless you're a Republican, then I'm sorry, but we're going to get into the next story. But if like you're a black liberal, or you're a black, I mean, I guess Jeb Bush appointed her, so who knows what she is, a McCain or Romney type Republican maybe, who knows. But it's like, what does this have to do with race? It's literally just content of character and a track record. But NBC put out a story saying it was racist with no proof, no legitimate evidence, like literally no strong footing in reality, but they put that out there and don't tell you it's a fake opinion. They present it like it's facts, and that's what they do. And when they rarely tell the truth or have somebody who's like has half a brain, they have to put opinion there. So they tell their brainwashed followers, oh no, if you don't agree with it's an opinion, it's not real. They do that all the time. They do that in Washington Post and New York Times too. So Washington Post tried to one-up that racist, completely fake article with Washington Post's brilliant article. What's up with all these black men who voted for the Republican in the Georgia governor's race? So it's a black woman who wrote this, so I guess she could get away with it. If it was like a white guy or white woman, then they probably would have said it was racist. I don't know. At that point, I know Dave Rubin calls it the oppression Olympics. It's like, instead of judging people by who they are and the content of their character and the validity of their argument, they have this like oppression Olympics in their mind where they're like, who's the most oppressed group in my mind? Regardless, they could have like $300 million like the Will Smith family, but Jada Pinkett Smith is not racist because of her skin color, even though she has $300 million in her family. But it's like, wait, no, she's trans, but he's black, but she's paralyzed, and she's trans, and she's Muslim, so she beats the black guy. It's like, they play this weird game. Anyway, what's up with all these black men who voted for the Republican in Georgia governor's race? Washington Post publishes. Let me think. Why would black men in Georgia vote for the Republican? Let me think. Maybe they like low taxes. I don't know. Maybe they want like $5,000 stolen from their paycheck instead of like $15,000 stolen from their paycheck. I don't know. Maybe they like low taxes. Maybe they support the Second Amendment, and they know Brian Kemp, a Republican candidate, supports the Second Amendment very strongly. And they know that whatever her name was, Oprah's friend, Stacey Abrams, doesn't really support the Second Amendment and wants stricter gun regulation. Maybe that's why black men voted for him. I don't know. Maybe black men are unique individuals who, you know, had a different upbringing and grew up in a family and then maybe went to college, maybe didn't, and, you know, came to their own conclusions about which party to support and who to vote for in the election that didn't have to do with skin color, because Stacey Abrams was a black woman. Brian Kemp was a black man. But to a not racist person, it's not black woman versus white man. It's like socialist policies with Oprah's support and like a classic like super Republican guy who's like super conservative. So if you're super conservative, you might vote for Brian Kemp, even if you're a black man. And if you're super liberal socialist communist, or like, I don't know, you watch too much Stephen Colbert, then maybe you'd vote for Stacey Abrams. I mean, it's like very simple to me. I don't understand why Washington Post thinks it's not racist to assume that black men are going to vote for Stacey Abrams just because she's black. I don't like Stacey Abrams' policies. Thanks to high taxes in California, not only have small businesses been fleeing the country unlike anywhere else, but also, a large portion of the film industry has moved to Georgia. So Georgia has taken a big chunk of the film industry because nobody wants to stay in LA and shoot videos there and pay the taxes there. So maybe there's black entertainers who have a brain and thought, well, we're doing really well here, our economy's doing well, and we're inheriting the film industry from Los Angeles, so maybe we want to keep that. And if we raise taxes and we bring in like a socialist ideology, we're going to lose the footing that we had in the entertainment industry. I don't know, maybe they thought that. Maybe, there's one of 50,000 things. Like, there's so many things. There's economy, there's taxes, there's regulations, there's policies on certain things. There's, environmental policies. There's, amendment. How does he support that amendment? There's like 20, 30, 40, 50 things that have to do with like, an election. Like, what do they think about that? What do they think about that? It's not like black woman, white man, I have to vote for her, and then Washington Post is going to yell at me. It's ridiculous. I'm so tired of NBC and Washington Post and all these phony, fake liberal outlets thinking racism is okay just because they lie on Google and Snapchat and Facebook, and they rig all the algorithms, and they have all the tech companies and celebrities and media outlets working on their side. They think it's okay to be outwardly racist because they've lied to themselves so much and convinced themselves that they're so not racist that they think it's okay to be racist because they spend their whole lives calling everyone else racist. That's called hypocrisy. That's called delusional. That's called projection tactics. That's what you do if your girlfriend or your boyfriend cheats on you and then they keep saying, did you cheat? Did you cheat? It's like projection tactics. You see what you have in yourself, you see in others. So if you're a cheater and you're a liar and you're a thief, you think everybody else feels the same as you, but they don't. It's just you. You got to stop stealing and cheating. It's classic projection tactics. It's psychology, basic psychology. So it doesn't make it okay for them to be racist just because they pretend like they're not racist. I can't stand racism. And a lot of these liberals, these white liberals, not to make it about race, but a lot of these white liberals who act like they're so not racist on Instagram, it's like they have 2 or 3 drinks and then they say the N-word and you're like, dude, why would you say that? Like, you're disgusting. But they're like, oh, no, I don't know. I just have deep-seated issues that I pretend like I don't. And they all come out when I drink. And you're like, okay, well, maybe you should focus on yourself because you seem like you have issues. I could have 15 drinks and I don't say anything racist because I'm not actually racist. I actually just get more fun and nice. I don't get creepy and start beating my girlfriend like liberals do sometimes. I'm not saying they all do, but I'm just saying I've seen some weird trends there. I'm just speaking off the cuff. But overall, it's like NBC and Washington Post being outwardly racist towards black men and acting, it's so disrespectful. I mean, we worked this hard to get to a point where if you're in the United States, this is the best time to be a black man. This is the best time to be a black woman. This is the best time to be a trans man or woman. This is the best time to be LGBT. This is the best time to be pretty much anything except for like Asian or straight white guy. And it's still the best time. All you have to deal with is liberals, judging you all the time. It's the best time ever for anybody in the United States to do anything. Like, this is the greatest time ever. So why don't we talk about that? Why don't we celebrate it? Washington Post, NBC, CNN, all these news organizations are working overtime to make sure that we bring back the 1940s and 50s and 30s and 20s and 1800s where they actually were, it was the left who was funding the KKK and supporting the KKK because there were black Republicans since 1880 and there wasn't a black liberal in the same position until 1993. Look it up on Wikipedia. It's like, they're trying to bring back the old era and act like they're so not racist and use projection tactics. I'm just tired of it because I really don't like racism. I'm tired of every single thing. If I disagree with a black woman or a black man, has nothing to do with their skin color. Literally, it has everything to do with the content of their argument. And I agree with tens of thousands, if not millions, of black women and men and women that are white and Asian. Like, I don't care what race they are. Like, is that really that hard for NBC and Washington Post to understand that I don't care what the skin color of somebody is? I literally judge them based on their argument, their policies, their content of character, and if I trust them or not. Like, very, very simple. But they can't fathom. They can't fathom why you would be a certain race and you wouldn't vote how they told you to vote. Didn't you watch Jimmy Kimmel? Didn't you watch Stephen Colbert? Didn't you listen to Oprah? Are you not listening to Beto O'Rourke and LeBron James? We told you to vote for higher taxes. We told you to vote for gun control. We told you that anything else is racist. Why won't you listen to us? We told you. We gave you Oprah, LeBron, Like, we gave you everything. We're trying to take your taxes so hard. We got everyone brainwashed, and we can't get you. They're so upset that they can't mind control people anymore. And it's beautiful, because I think one of the biggest dupes in all communities, especially the black community now and the woman community, they're trying to brainwash them superiorly to feed them victim mentality so everyone's easily controllable. They do it to everybody, but it's really sick when they do it to people. They put them in this box, and then they try to get them to vote against their best interests. And then if you don't do that, they blame you. I think it's a mind control trap, and I really can't stand how they're doing it to women now. They're telling women to be weak and victimized and like hate their lives. It's disgusting, but they do it because people like that are easy to control. And I really, like women, so I don't like to see it happening. The next story is about Tijuana.